Hey, what's going on, guys? As you can see, I am mocking up the X-Wing helmet. Just kind of trying to make a plan, trying to see where things got to go. I feel like it's a good thing to do, especially when you're kind of in uncharted territory and making things up as I go. You know, there's no written instructions for what I'm doing right now. So, sorry it's been so long. I've been really busy. I actually really barely have time to work on it right now, and I don't even know that I'm going to get anything really done. So, bear with me. I'm trying. So let's take a look at this helmet real quick. I just want to kind of point out a few things about what's going to happen in this video. Alright, you can see we got it mocked up. We got the mohawk on. We got the front of the mohawk is present. I've got the visor in. Just kind of testing things. I'm using the magnet to hold this in place. And it's actually working out okay. There's just enough room, I think, on the edge, so probably not going to have to do a different visor like I was originally thinking. Originally I wanted something that's slightly more narrow, but like I think it's got like a couple millimeters of space, you know, and that's probably all we really need. So I think we're going to be good there. What I'm going to be doing on this video is attaching the mohawk, which means I got to drill the holes, and you get the not those. Get these little screws and fasteners on there for attaching it. And I think the process is going to be, I'm going to have to tape this off, this flange. I'm going to have to measure my distances, and then unfortunately they're different. Up here, you know, this is different from this, and it's curved, so that makes it tricky too. But these are the same. I've already measured these. These three are the same distance. So, but then you have these which are a different distance. I don't know how. I think I just got to get it between this distance and this distance, which is about an inch of difference. So I got to decide how many I want up here and how many I want, you know, down here. I'll probably just put one here, one down in the corner, and then I'll figure out how many I want along the way. Probably do three or four here. I might do the other 5 down along here, so you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think the first one that's got to go in is the one that's going to go here, because it's going to hold it down and butt things up, and then number 2 is going to be here. And the reason why is I want to get this cinched down as tight as I can. There's a little, it lifts a little bit, but like it can be pushed down, and so I think that's the most important part to get done. This, and then we work our way out. Just like if you're working on a car, like if you're putting a new head on, you start from the center and you work your way out as you tighten the bolts. Same principle. It's going to try to expand, and you want to tighten this down, then we're going to add one, we're going to add one, we're going to add one, you know, add one, add one, add one. So that's the thought process, and when we're done, it'll have its fasteners on, and it'll be rad. Anyways, that's going to be the process. I am also playing with the magnet placement on the visor here. I feel like it's in a pretty good spot. It might be just a touch high right now, because this edge sits higher than the front edge of the actual helmet. There's probably I'd say 5/8 of an inch. It's not quite an inch, a little bit less lift there. So, got to figure out something about that. It's like, do I position it lower so I feel like it's in the right place? And I don't have a good way to measure that other than sticking it on my head and seeing where it falls, which is kind of what I've been doing. But the other part is, if I pull it down just a touch, then we see the top of the thing that holds it, the little tongue there. Whereas if I push it up a little bit, it's a little bit more hidden. One other thing I got to do is those rivets are really sticking up there, and we're gonna have to grind those down. I thought about grinding them out, and then flipping it, riveting it the other way so it goes down, but I don't really see the benefit of it, other than it might look slightly nicer, but like I don't feel like that part is going to look nice. It's not going to be the focal point. Hopefully you don't even notice it. Anyway, lots of little details to figure out and think about. I did have somebody tell me how to take these little slider tighteners or what fasteners off. I haven't tried it yet. I need to. Just want to give that guy a shout out. I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but it was very cool of you. I appreciate you sharing that information with me. I'll have to give that a try here soon. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and tape off my flange and kind of start mocking up where I want these holes, because I got to drill the holes first. I got to pull off the ram's horn in order to drill the holes, because I don't want to go through the visor, through the visors that are in there. Alright, we got the flange covered everywhere that I'm worried about. Not worried about, like everywhere that I'm planning on putting a mark for drilling a hole. I don't care about this little gap here because we're not going to put a hole here. And then, all the way over here, both sides, we're ready to go. I'm going to use this wire because I can bend it and I can measure curves with it. The thing is, the radius here is much smaller than the radius here, and I have a limited number of screws. I have 9 screws per side, so I think it's going to be 4, so I'm going to do like 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll be a distance kind of in between this and this. And then back here, I might space them out just a bit more. I'll put one here in the corner, I'll put one here, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, that's 5. I need to put one like here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's about, the spacing is going to be bigger, which kind of follows the same design principle of this, because these are closer here on the front. I feel like that translates to there, and these are spaced way further apart over here, and then we also have this weird little flange guy, which is down on this corner. So let me play with these. I'm going to try and throw some dots down and see how I feel about them. Alright, I've made my marks here. I used the distance from this edge to here as a guide for this edge to here, and basically where it's come all the way up to here. Really, I kind of want to have something closer to the edge here, but I feel like if I'm going to get these spacings to look, correct, I got to follow this pattern. So that's what I'm doing. I think it'll be close enough. Really, the top part's not the bigger problem, but also got to remember that the head of the rivet is going to have, or not the rivet. The head of the screw is going to have a width, so it's going to be, you know, holding it down pretty well, I feel like. Anyways, I did those. They've matched this pattern pretty dead on. If we take a quick measurement, so yeah, pretty right on the money. This one is a little bit trickier because it's a lot more space to cover, and I kind of have to, I try to obey these rules, which I did here. For this distance to here is about the same. I also try to use this one, but this is too big. It would put it like over here, and I really wanted this to be a little bit closer to the end to help keep it from coming up. So I put one here. I put one in the corner because I felt that was really important. Also, the distance is within reason. And then I put one up here, of course. That distance is this same guy right here, approximately, because this is not a precise measuring tool. It's hard to measure over a complex curve, and then I basically divided this space up, and that actually worked out well because the amount of space between them was pretty consistent. It's not a perfect match, but they do have to spread out a little bit more because of it's just a larger area, and I'm trying to cover a lot of space there. I need to mark a center line on the flange, and then I can start drilling holes for each of these. I'm going to do one side at a time. I'm not going to drill the holes in the helmet just yet. I'm going to just do the flange and pull the tape off and see what I think of it. Not that I'll be able to reverse it or anything, but whatever. It is so tempting to just smoke some holes in this helmet right now to attach these screws. Alright, it's been a few days. Limited time again. I only got, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes right now. The mohawk, I've drilled on one side, as you saw. There are the holes. They're beautiful. They're wonderful. I need to replicate those holes on the other side. So I got to come up with a clever way to mark their position so they are mirrored on both sides. I think what I'm going to do is find some sort of thin, semi-rigid material and kind of make something that'll like a U shape that I can put over the top and it'll be flat, you know. I don't know if I'm explaining that well at all. Probably not. Anyways, I'm gonna do a little cutting. I got some foam core board I could use. I also got some really thin plywood I could use, but it's a really big sheet, so I don't know if I have a way to cut it down to size. I'd rather use the wood because it's just that much more rigid, but the foam core board I can cut with an X-Acto knife. I'll probably just do the foam core board. It's just too much hassle for the wood. Anyway, let me get to making that so I can mark my holes and we can drill and we can move on. Alright, so I made this one, which is going to work great, except I did not account for the larger distance here. So this one works for here, which is great. You know, so I can line up on a hole and I can, you know, mark across. Beautiful. But at the same time, I'm not sure that using the same one would work as well. So maybe it's a benefit that I've screwed up or potentially didn't screw up. I'm going to make a second one for the back half too. So well, this one sucks. This part's too wide. I didn't angle this area for the flanges, and it's just wrong. So, but I can use this as a template. I've kind of made a couple marks that are important, and I will try to make round 2 of this better. Close enough. I can make this work. We can slot it over. There's a little bit of a gap in there, but like the main thing is, can I get this to line up and this to line up on the same, and I can. So it's enough for me to make my mark. I only need this for a moment, so let's use them. you're cut off. That's the end of this video. I actually got a lot further on than where we're leaving off. Actually finished attaching it completely. But when I edited this video together of this whole process of, drilling the holes and attaching it, the video was over an hour long, like well over an hour long. So we're getting it cut into multiple pieces. Because nobody wants to watch an hour plus video of me doing that. Maybe you do, I don't know. But I'm not going to do it because it sucks to upload and render, and it's no thank you. Anyway, yeah. So next video is going to be out a week from today. It's already shot. It's already mostly edited. And yeah, and then actually there'll be another video after that. It's actually going to get broken into 3 videos. So this whole thing got stretched out a lot further than I wanted. The whole idea was I wanted to take the Mohawk from, not having any holes and taking it to fully attached. That was the idea. But we don't always get what we want, so whatever. Check out the blog, Prop Chop Shop. I can never say my blog's name. PropChopShop.com. There will be a link in the description for that. I recommend clicking on the link. I have a little issue where if you don't put like the HTTPS www dot at the beginning, it doesn't take you there for some reason. I've got to sort that out whenever I get time. Anyway, there's that. If you need to hit me up or you have comments, questions, things like that, you can throw them in the comments below. You can find me on the RPF. Ian has a thread that is where he's kind of putting my updates on as well. So, and then there's my blog. You can always hit me on the blog. There's that. Also, Facebook, if you are like, somebody I know, it's a little weird messaging people that you're not friends with on Facebook, because sometimes if you don't check it right away, you don't see the message. Like, you can't find it. It goes into like La La Land, and then until another person who you don't know messages you, you can't pull it up. I've had that happen a couple times where somebody's messaged me and I'm like, I couldn't answer right then, and then I tried to find it later and it was just not there. And I'm sorry if that was you. I'm not trying to ignore you. Like, legitimately Facebook is losing them somewhere. Like, they just don't show up. Anyway, yeah, I had someone tell me how to take off those sliders on the ram's horn for the visors, and that was super helpful. So that's, great information like that is something I want, so if you can pass any tips or tricks or ideas, I love that. It's all about starting a conversation, guys. I'm not really here for the likes and subscribes and things. So I don't really care. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.